A straight highway leads to a foot of a tower. A man standing at the top of the tower observes a car at an angle of depression of 30, which is approaching the foot of the tower with a uniform speed. 6 seconds later, the angle of depression of the car is found to be 60 degrees. Find the time taken by the car to reach the foot of the tower from this point. So, what we understood is, well, nothing. Without diagram, we can't. We are pretty much, blank. So we have the road, and I'll draw a colorful tower. Okay. So yeah, now let's read the question again. First is always structured. A straight highway leads to the foot of the tower. Okay. A man standing at the top of the tower. So we are standing over here. Observes the car at an angle of depression of 30 degree. So first thing is first, we need to draw horizontal line, right? And then with respect to this, we'll measure things like where the car is. So the car is at angle of 30 degree. So this is your 30 degree. Always it's the horizontal line that we need to consider. And so this is also 30 degree, which is approaching the foot of the tower with a uniform speed. 6 seconds later, the angle of depression of the car is found to be 60. Obviously, is coming near, so it has to be something like this. Does it not? Make sense? So this happens to be 60 degree. And so this angle will be 60 degree. Okay. Then 6 seconds later, that is from this point to this point. Let me name it. Let's call it as A, B, C, D. Yeah, that makes sense. C to D is taking 6 seconds. Okay. Find the time taken by the car to reach the foot of the tower. From this point, how much time will he take? Obviously, lesser than 6 seconds. It makes sense, nah? It's very close. So, okay. Now let's think about labeling it. Nothing else is given. So we need to relate the distance. That's the only way we can go about. So first let me draw this line. So from here till here. We'll call this as M, and we'll call this as N, and we can call this as B, right? So I think we're done with the diagram. Yeah. So one small statement as AP, we'll call this as P. AP is parallel to BD, right? Angle BCA is equal to angle CAP, which is equal to 60 degree. Angle BDA, which is equal to angle DAP, which is equal to 30 degree. Now, see, the only way we have to know is, only way we can think about solving this is we have to relate N and M, because since the object is moving in a uniform speed, car is moving in a uniform speed. So we can just use proportionality and solve it. For that, we need to relate M and N. So for that, we need two equations, is it not? So the first equation we can get it from equation 1. In triangle ABC, tan of 60 is opposite by adjacent. So this is root 3. So B is equal to root of 3 into N. Right? So next is equation 2. In triangle ABD, tan 30 is equal to opposite by adjacent. So if I N plus M is equal to root of 3 into, okay, let me do this. In place of B, I'm going to substitute. Okay, let me not confuse you guys. That'll be too much of writing. So this is 1 by root 3. In place of B, I'm going to substitute equation 1, that is root of 3 into N divided by N plus M. This is from 1, right? So now all we have to do is cross multiply. N plus m is equal to root 3 into root 3 is 3 into n. So now just rearrange 2n is equal to m. That is, if n is 10 meters, this is 20 meters. Right? Obviously, what does your common sense tell? If I take 6 seconds to reach from D to C, I'll take what? 3 seconds from reach C to B. Right? That common sense, we have to write it in a mathematical form. That's all. Okay? That's the whole funda. So how do you go about doing that? We'll begin with this implies CD is double of PC, is it not? Just a small statement, it will help us understand things. Now we'll use proportionality. Okay, to figure out the time. So the idea of proportionality works like this. We need to write the two entities, or in this case, distance and time, right? As the speed is fixed, okay, so we can tell time and distance are directly proportional. So if we are moving from D to C, we are taking 6 seconds, and the distance between that is m, which is 2n. Again, I'll explain. When we move from D to C, the time we took is 6 seconds. Okay, and the distance happens to be m, which is nothing but 2 times of n. When we move from C to B, we don't know how much time we are taking, but the distance is n. So both this distance is in terms of n. So now we can solve it. Okay, so I'll explain the idea how is this possible. So actually I should have written it before, but anyways, no issues. As this object, as the car is moving with a uniform speed, right? Thus, time and distance are directly proportional. I hope you guys know what is directly proportional mean. I'll give you a small quick example. Say you're buying an item, right? You will pay a certain amount. If I buy more of this item, will I pay less amount or more amount? I'll pay more amount, is it not? So this idea is directly proportional. That is, as one of the quantity increases, other quantity also increases. So when I increase the distance that I travel, the time I take will obviously increase. Say I'm traveling at a constant speed of 60 kilometers per hour. You know, it's a traffic road and all of that. So average speed is 60 kilometers per hour. So more the distance I have to travel, more the time I take. So these two are directly proportional. Since they are directly proportional, I can use the idea of cross multiplication. 6 into n will be equal to x into 2n. So x into 2n is equal to 6 into n. Okay, since we want x, so we'll multiply 2n both the sides. So x is equal to 3 seconds. Okay, so 1s are 3s are 2n and 2n. And so we can conclude the time taken by car as 3 seconds. Okay, a small conclusion, right? Quite simple. If you know the idea of proportionality. If you don't know the idea of proportionality, you won't be able to solve this question. But now you guys know, right? So pause and have a look at the answer. Please enroll to our program at chalkpieceacademy.com, wherein we'll be teaching you a lot more tricks for faster simplification and calculation, DIY projects. We'll code with Python. We'll work with Arduino Uno. There are a lot more magic tricks and the physics behind it. They are printable materials which will help you recap and understand things better. We'll have live revision and doubt session 2 months before your term exams. It's very cost effective. There would be no ads or any kind of distractions, and we have a dedicated app to help you guys with this.